Mishnah Berurah, as we continue Siman Lamed Beis, today we're going to be learning Sif Lamed Vav, half of it. Again, I apologize, we've been about a week behind. I'm hoping B'siyata Dishmaya that we'll be continuing to be just a week behind. We'll try to be posting a shir every day moving forwards. And we begin Sif Lamed Vav, in which the Mechaber teaches us, Yaseh kol parshiyaisav psuchais. One has to make all the parshiyais psuchais. All the parshas have to be open, literally, and we'll see exactly what that means. Chutz, except for the final parsha that's written in the Torah, which is what? Shehi v'hayim shemaya she'asena stuma, which is hayim shemaya, which has to be made closed. Ve'im shina pas. So Machaber Paskins, there's something called psucha and stuma. We know that this is in the Sefer Torah. When you begin, when you end a parsha, you leave a space. Is it pasuach? Is it open that it has a space, as we'll see, of 9 letters with blank? Or is it a stuma that it is closed? So said the Machaber, they all have to be pasucha open, aside for the final parsha, which is Vayim Shemaya, that has to be closed. The Machaber paskins that if you mess up, im shina puzzle. It is puzzle. Says the Ramah, v'yesh machmirim machshirim bekulam psuchais. Says the Ramah, if you do all of them psuchais, meaning you don't mess up the first 3 parshas, but you mess up the 4th parsha, and instead of the final parsha being stuma, you make a psucha. Says the Ramah, there are those that are machshirit, and that's where we're going to pause for today. So says the Mishnah Berurah, Sif Katan Kuf Nun Hey. Kol Parshiyos says, explains Mishnah Berurah Tzalaima. Me'at Tefilin Shal Yad U'Tamat Tefilin Shal Yad. Why specifically Tefilin Shal Yad? Hayil V'nechtav is Beklav Echad. Because we know that there's a fundamental difference between Tefilin Shal Yad and Tefilin Shal Rosh. Tefilin Shal Yad are written on all one long parchment, all 4 parshas. Tefilin Shal Rosh are written on 4 different pieces of parchment. We know that's the reason why Tefilin Shal Yad, it's one box inside it, the one parsha goes in. Whereas Tefilin Shal Rosh, as if you look at your Tefilin Shal Rosh, you'll see that it's made out of separate compartments. The Tefilin Shal Rosh, it's 4 different parshas. So says the Mishnah Berurah, Tefilin Shal Yad, and therefore, because it's all in one long klav, and it's possible to be open or closed. Dahainu, meaning, you leave a blank space at the end of the line. Of the first parsha, is the amount of 9 letters. You begin the next parsha, the beginning of the next column. So what is the definition of psucha? Definition of psucha is that the previous parsha was left with space, so there's now an opening, a pasuach of 9 letters. But when we begin the new parsha, so then this new parsha is called psucha. So we have 4 parshas in our tefillin. We have Kadesh Li, we have Ayikacha, we have Sheman Vayim Shemaya. So for example, parsha number 2 in Vahaya Kiviyach, if the previous parsha of Kadesh Li has a 9 space opening, then the parsha of Ayikaviyacha is called Psucha. Like we know in the Sefer Torah, when it begins at a line that's called Parsha Psucha, with the space of 9 letters of Hanel, in the previous column. Says the Mishnah Berurah, as we explained, on the Tefilin Shal Rosh, what's written in 4 different parchments. There's nothing to be particular about whether it's open or closed. Continues Mishnah Berurah, Kuf Nun Vav. They all should be psuchas chutz for the last one. And hey, what's the reason? Shekim l'rishayna shem kadesh, as we explained. Like Kivacha number 2, Shema number 3. Heim psuchas ba'Torah, because in the Torah they are pasuach. Therefore, now in our Tefilin, we want to mimic the way it's written in the Torah and make a psucha as well. Uparshas Vayim Shemaya Stuma, and the parsha of Vayim Shemaya, that parsha, which is the final and fourth parsha, has to be closed. Lefikach sarach lichtav Tefilin gamkin kachot same way in the Tefilin. Tahain she'ani amach cholik dik das oisis leave a blank space, the amount of 9 letters. B'soif shita achrein at the end of the line, Parshas Kadesh, in the parsha of Kadesh, Kedei, so that so that when you come to parsha number 2, it begins at the beginning of a line. It's like in the Torah. Aval continues Mishnah Berurah. When it comes to the parsha of Hayim Shamaya, the final and fourth parsha Yases Stuma, that parsha should be closed. Come here, we're going to explain what exactly it means that it's supposed to be stuma. We'll get there soon enough. Continues the Mishnah Berurah, Uparshas Kaddish, when it comes to the first parsha, because now we have a question. That was when we talk about all the other parshas. What do we do when it comes to the first parsha? So you don't have a previous parsha to leave psucha to start this parsha. Explains the Mishnah Berurah after even though in the Torah it's psucha, you can't do it now because it's the first parsha. The reason is because it is parsha Rishayna. Continues Mishnah Berurah. Mikol Makom Kivan Shi Matzchila Bereishita. Since it begins at the beginning of the line, Vein Kos of Levanel, Klum is something before it that is called the Nikras Psucha the Ein Ksav Achra Saisma. There's nothing else to close it up. Continues the Mishnah Berurah according to the Din of the Machaber and Kopnan Zayin that V'im Shina, that if you deviate, it's possible. Bein Shasem Mistuma Psucha Psucha Stuma. Either way, it's a problem. But we continues Mishnah Berurah and Kopnan Chaz quoting the Rama. But there are those ish machshirim if you do them all psucha. If parsha number 4, the parsha Vayim Shamaya, you do psucha. Explains the Mishnah Berurah Tzolaimar. B'di'evet, if you messed up, v'taimam, what's the reason? Sha'av shabatar parsha Vayim Shamaya. Even though in the Torah this last and fourth parsha is 2 months closed. Kol makom kiv shabatar ino smucha klal parsha Shema. In the Torah, of course, the 4 parshas don't coexist next door to each other. Therefore, the Shita holds in the Nechsav Shina Masher Revel Shabino the parsha Shema Hipsucha. The fact that it's now open is not considered deviating. V'lo sasam k'moshasam Revel Shalva B'Torah. Kivan, what's the reason? Shekam B'Torah Yishbino parsha Shema Shabino Revel Charbe Hipsucha. There's a lot of open space. Chen Eskimo Achreinim. Continues Mishnah Berurah with the final Mishnah Berurah of the day of Kovnan Tas Bekulam Psuchais Ulahepech, and the opposite. Let's say you make any of the parshas, of the 3 parshas, of the first 3 parshas, you make it stuma. It's possible. Furthermore, it's davka if you make the last and fourth parsha open. Let's say there's no space at all. Meaning, neither in its column nor in the previous. You begin at the beginning of the line, Shevadav of the column. There's no space at all. And you don't leave the requisite 9 letter space. Straight 9 letters. It's a shine gomer, and therefore it's going to be upasul kuliyama afilu parsha zu. What do you do at the end of the final and fourth parsha? Says Mishnah Berurah, you don't have to leave any space. That is the minhag. You take the end of the last parsha all the way to the end of the line. We'll pick up from Medina Seilu in the next year.